Go ahead.
I've been to the lady at 46 South Road. 46 South Road.
One call, 3 tone that police. 10-4. Got the 4 to go to that location.
In the society that we're in, with the way that we prosecute these cases and the way that defense attorneys defend these cases, they're entitled to discovery and to interviewing these girls. And a lot of these girls, they're very traumatized, they're very broken. A lot of them have drug habits. They have a lot of issues that they don't want to come out. So when these defense attorneys get a hold of them, they try to discredit them.
Our experience here in Miami is not dissimilar to other places in this great country. And it began for us at a level of real ignorance as to what human trafficking really meant.
One of the shocking pieces for me was that as I learned more and more about how sex trafficking of children is really the underground world of nearly every community in the United States, it is shocking that far too few people know about this.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Chilling and eating.
Chilling and eating.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything's quiet?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. How are you supporting your drug habit? Seriously,
Best
honestly.
way I can.
Once we rescue these girls out on the street, we get a call 3 o'clock in the morning. She's been beaten. She's left on the side of the road. And somebody will see her, call the police. Police arrive, take her testimony, figure out what apartments she was being trafficked out of, where she was being raped, which men were doing it. And once they get all that information, by 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, where do you take her? If she was 18, 19, 20 years old, there was not one designated shelter bed. So we knocked on a lot of doors for 3 years, and Camilla's house came to the rescue.
We are now at one of Camilla's house's 14 locations where we have been providing shelter and supportive services to Miami's community since 1960. And we are now in our area that is devoted to the human trafficking initiatives, where we have taken 16 young women between the ages of an average of 18 to 26 and provided refuge and shelter to them while they make some decisions about their lives, if they want to leave the life that they're in, they want to start over, they want to do different things. You know, at the same time, the state attorney's office is working with them on the prosecution aspect. We want to use this time to help them rebuild their lives, heal the hurt, to heal the trauma, to find joy and solace and peace.
Go ahead.
The vast majority at the Human Trafficking Task Force with the state attorney are usually generated as a result of something going wrong along the way in the relationship between the prostitute or the girl that's being commercially sexually exploited and their exploiters or the pimp that's pandering her.
When I first left home, I didn't want to really do much with my life. I wasn't going to school, and I decided to run away with some friends, and we ran away to a club and started working at a club, and a fast life. I was in a fast life mentality, and I ended up in juvenile when I was 15 years old. And I was there for a couple of months. I came out, went to get my high school diploma, but it was too late because I was already held back too many times. So I couldn't get my high school diploma, and basically just been through a lot of stuff.
These young women have had very difficult lives, very disruptive, very abusive. When you really stop and think about the amount of pain that they've suffered, it's shocking. And I think all we can do is provide love and support and guidance and direction.
And now that we have the shelter beds in place, we know that the next evolution in this journey of building an infrastructure and a rescue model and a successful prosecution model is to get them transitional housing, vocational housing, and integration back into the community. What we learned in building what we needed to build for victims of domestic violence was collaboration. The necessity for everyone in the community, service providers, law enforcement, the law, which includes our legislators, all the service providers both for physical well-being, for mental health, for medicine, everyone working together with the prosecution is sort of the central piece, as they do in other communities in the country.
We were one of the first organizations to bring to light this horrific crime against women and children. So we are very excited that you have taken your time to come and join us. We continue to work in the Miami-Dade community to educate and advocate in our community about human trafficking.
And that's really, I think, how we've come such a far way in the last 3 years in building what I do believe, it's not finished. There's still a lot of other pieces, but I think we have built a really good model that other communities now are looking at to borrow pieces from and then tailor make it for their communities.
What I hope is that we're going to get to a place where everybody in the community is a first responder. So whether you're a bus driver, or you're a clerk at a hotel, or you're a school teacher, or you're a nurse, or you're a neighbor, or you're a mother, that you have enough knowledge that this issue is going on and enough information about what the signs of sex trafficking are, what to ask, how to intervene, and where to get help.
It does take someone in a community to really develop the passion and the hunger to go solve this horrific problem. Really, we didn't have a choice. We had a lot of victims in our community that were waiting for us to come forward, to recognize that it exists, and to take action.
We are very excited that you have taken your time to come and join us.
Really complicated, and it's across a wide spectrum of different people.
We do safe rescue and mentoring and provide.
And I think the most heartbreaking discovery was that these are our children.
We can get through this message about the reality of this to enough people, we will respond.
At the end, it's all about them. They're victims, and we're here to serve them and to help them.
We're here to help them, to love them, because they become part of our family, and that's important.